Welcome back to AdventureWorld and Godot. In this video we're going to look at some of the Jetpack logic. Alright, so we're getting started with that. However, first I wanted to mention that the Cled07 had some great comments, some nice comments, and also another comment asking can we get the source code uploaded to GitHub or something. And I think that's a great idea. I'd always intended to upload it at the end, but it makes more sense to upload it at the beginning. I do believe that following along and doing this stuff yourself will help build some of those muscle memory skills, but I do understand too this series is getting kind of long, and if you wanted to learn something specific, being able to jump in midway would save a lot of time. So I've created this repo, and I will push my code at the end of each video to this repo, so you should be able to follow along. If you're not familiar with GitHub, you should be able to just go to this link, click this green button, and download a zip, and that'll get you the latest version of the repo. Alright, so I think I have another video on Git, and I'll try and put that link in the description as well if I can find it. That should do it. And here's my repo that I've been using. So you can see I started this well over a year ago, which is a little bit embarrassing, but this should roughly correspond to the videos, and I'll try and make them either clearer or I'll put the video number in the commits going forward. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to do is fix my bat boss back to his original hit points. So we're going to change him back to 5 hit points, and then I also want to move my player past the gate so that we don't have to fight the boss every time we want to test this. Alright, so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into our player, we're going to jump into his script, and then we're going to work on the logic. What am I looking at? Oh, I looked at the canvas layer. We're going to look at the logic for how to do Jetpack. So first things first is I could, down here in my actor behavior, I could process out, or I could search through his inventory, say if inventory dot, what is it, find, find, and then do the Jetpack, and was that greater than or equal to 0? However we were testing it before, I could do that. The problem is this is a little bit expensive, and we're going to do this every single frame, so this potentially could put a little bit of a load on our game. Now, if you're trying to do something like this by yourself and you get stuck on that, that's fine. Go ahead, put it in there. It probably won't stop the game, but that kind of stuff can add up over time and slow your game down. So what we're going to do is up here in this add inventory, we're going to set a boolean, which is another property up here, and we're going to set has jetpack, and we're going to default this to false. So he doesn't have the jetpack to start, but if he picks it up, then we want to add it. So all we need to do here is say if item to add equals jetpack, then set has jetpack equals true. Alright, so now I can just check this one simple little boolean right here, and that'll be a little bit faster. So the place I want to add this, I will admit this has been so long that this is my second take, because I got really kerfuddled on this, and so yeah, I'm jumping in a little bit cold here. So this is where we want to add it, right in here. So notice we've got logic for when you're in the water, when you're out of the water is all this, and then when you're on the floor is right here, and this is when you're in the air. So this is where we want to do it. Now what we could do is we could, after you pick it up, we could add a separate button, right? So like the control button maybe, and that makes him use the jetpack, versus the space bar, which makes him jump. So then you could jump, and then while you're in the air you could hit control. That would be pretty fun, and maybe we'll switch to that, I don't know, but I think it would be good to see how a double jump would work. So double jump is you jump, and then while you're in the air you have the ability to jump once more while you're in the air. So let's go ahead and implement the double jump, and then we'll convert that into a jetpack. So we're going to jump into our script, and this should be pretty easy. We're going to leave our check jump attack because we don't want to mess with that. Even if you're falling with the jetpack, we still want that to work. I don't know why I have this commented out, but we do need to account for that in a second. So what we're going to do is say if has jetpack, right, and we push the button for our jump again. Alright, then we want to do player jump again. Alright, so this is kind of a rudimentary double jump. So it doesn't work now. If I hit space while I'm in the air, nothing else happens. However, if I pick up my jetpack, and then I jump, I can jump again. But as you can see, I can keep jumping. There's no limit to it. So the way I would limit this is I would do player jump, and then I would say double jump has double jump, right? And then, this is a silly name. I probably should think of something better, but and we do need to add it as a property up here. But this should work. Equals true, and then what I need to do is check this additionally to say has double jump equals false, and I need to say and, right? So I need to make sure that's off, and then I need to be able to reset that. So down here on the floor I can just say has double jump equals true. Sorry, false. So no double jump, get my jetpack. Now I can double jump, and I can double jump again, but I can't, see, even if I'm smashing it, I'm not able to double jump again. So that's how you would implement double jump. Triple jump would be similar, except instead of a boolean here, you could do like jump count or something, and then you could test if that jump count is over the limit of the number of times you allow them to jump. So that's generally how you would do something like that, I think. Right. So we don't need any of this for our jetpack, thankfully. We do want to have a fuel, so let's go ahead and add that. Var jetpack fuel equals, and we'll set it to a max jetpack. So const max jetpack fuel equals, and let's call it, I don't know, 100 for now. I don't know if it'll let me assign that to a constant here in the constructor. Well, let's give it a shot. And then way down here in our code where we're doing this, where am I? I'm lost. Here we go. Here's our jump, our jetpack logic. So here we would say, instead of player jump, what we really want to do is, oh, I need another constant. So what we need to do here is just check the vel.y, and I want to add to that, or I want to subtract to that, because remember, y down is positive and y up is negative. So I want to subtract from his y velocity sum. So I'm going to say equals vel.y minus, and then let's do jetpack thrust. Okay? And then also, while I'm here, I want to remove some from his jetpack fuel. Right? So I have jetpack fuel equals jetpack fuel minus 1. Okay? So this will give me 100 frames of fuel. Now, if I wanted to make, now that would be okay-ish, But remember, our process functions aren't guaranteed to be on a specific time interval. So on one person's computer he could fly further than on another person's computer, and that's not desirable. So what we want to do instead is do delta times and then our fuel burn rate. So let's call it Jetpack burn rate. I know we're getting a lot of constants in here, and hopefully this isn't too confusing. Hopefully the names actually help. But the burn rate is going to be how fast we burn off that fuel in respect to time, which is that delta. So I need a constant for jet burn rate. Let's just call it 1 for now. I have no clue how fast that's going to go. We'll adjust that later when we can see it better when we add our fuel bar. And what was the other thing I added was jetpack thrust. And this is going to be a number. I kind of fooled around with it before, and this was kind of where it ended up, but let's test it and make sure. So, one other thing. We didn't check this jetpack fuel, so we need to do that here in this as well. So, and jetpack fuel is greater than 0. Alright? So we need to make sure we're not out of fuel before we apply the thrust. Okay? So let's try that. Oh! Identifier not found, double jump. So I didn't clean it out somewhere. Oh, right there. Forgot to clean it out in one spot. So error messages for the win. Oh, it's getting, yeah, there we go. Okay. So here we go. I can jump. No jetpack. Grab the jetpack. And nothing happens. Let's see. So I'm gonna say maybe, well, here's what we should do. I think I know what it is, but let's go ahead and print out how much fuel I have. To make sure. So I have 100. Okay, so see what's happening there? And I actually know what this is now. And it was not what I thought it was. But see how my fuel is going down by just a tiny bit? So what do you think is going on? You might have already seen my mistake. But what it is this right here. So what I'm doing is remember when I set up the double jump? I was checking to see if you jumped a second time. So what I wanted to do is check for a single button press. But in the Jetpack's case, I want to look for you holding down the button. So I don't need this I just need is action pressed. Alright, so let's try this again. There we go. So now you can see my fuel's going down. It's going down a little bit too slow because this jetpack would last forever. So let's go ahead and boost that up a little bit. So that is the burn rate. So let's jump that up to 10. Or we could cut this down to 10. That's another idea. And matter of fact, I kind of want to bump that up a little bit more. That's probably too long. Let's try 5. This is not gonna be a long jetpack. This is of course totally up to you. You can do whatever you'd like. I just want them to burn out so that we can see them fall. Oh, there I go. I fell. Can't fly anymore. I'm totally out of juice. So let's fix that. I'm not a big fan of games that don't allow you to make up for your mistakes. So if you missed a jump, I don't want you to have to go and, I don't know, do something to refill your jetpack. I'd like you to just be able to wait a second. So refill rate. fuels, and this should be a lower number, so let's go with 1. Alright, so then down here, and you could do it always, but I think I'm going to do it only when you're on the floor. So I'm going to say if has jetpack. Okay, then I can say jetpack fuel equals jetpack fuel plus delta times jetpack refill rate. Alright, so that should refill it, but I don't want to do it past 100%. So I want to say and jetpack fuel is less than jetpack max. Oh, I don't think I set a max for this. Yeah. Oh, no, I did. Max jetpack fuel. Actually, let's change this to jetpack max fuel. That way all my jetpacks properties start with the same. And I need to fix this one right here. And then down here, where was I? Right here. And is less than max fuel. So let's give this a shot and see if I can now fly again. So there, I picked it up and I'm flying through the air. Whee! I fall to the ground and nothing happens. Oh, nope, there it is. I'm not printing it because I only print when you're in the air. So yeah, if I wait a little bit, there we go, I have a little bit more fuel again. Awesome. So I think that's what we were looking for. Let's remove this print statement. We don't need that anymore. In another video, we're going to add a user interface element up here that'll indicate how much fuel we have. And then also, we're going to add the jetpack to the back of the fella. This is probably going to be the next video. And, oh, there's one other thing. I noticed this when I was messing with this before. If I have the jetpack and I fall off, oops, let's try this again. I fall off and then I go immediately into the jetpack. Notice I'm not in my jetpack or that flying or jumping animation. So I need to, and if I look into my player jump logic here, up here, yeah, see I'm putting the animated sprite into this jumping animation. So we need to do that here in our jetpack. So that should solve that. Anyways, in the next video, there we go, so that fixed that. So next video we're going to add the indicator bar for his fuel level, and we're also going to add it to his back so that we can see it on his back. And then we'll probably stop there in that video, and then in the next video we'll add some smoke trails behind him, which I think will be super fun. And then the jetpack should be done, and we can move on to the next part. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.